Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today in this Facebook Live session. This is Anna from Secure Visa, and we are live from Toronto, Canada. And this session is on studying and immigrating to Canada this 2024, featuring our special guest from Loyalist College in Toronto. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us. I'd like to bid you a good early morning here from Toronto. And we also have want to say good afternoon for those in Manila, good morning for those in the Middle East, and a nice good evening to those in New Zealand. So if you're joining us now today, thank you for taking the time to watch this live session. If you're watching a recording, also thank you very much. I would like to again introduce myself. My name is Anna from the Secure Visa team, and this session will be a lot of learnings about the study to PR pathway in Canada and our options for education kung gusto po natin mag-aral sa Canada. Okay, a few housekeeping rules before we begin. We would like you to unplug from any other devices or social media platforms that you're using. This will help you to focus more dito sa presentation natin. So there's a lot of info to be shared. So we hope you bear with us and take the time to really take notes and to take in the information, and you can share this with other people na sa tingin nyo makakatulong sa kanila itong session natin. Have a pen and paper ready, take notes. And if you want to ask any questions, we've got the chat box over here and it's live and we could see your questions. We could read it out loud and some members from the Secure Visa team, sasagutin din po nila yung mga questions ninyo sa chat. And then please click the share button now. If you're watching right now, we have about 33 viewers and we hope there will be more watchers. So as you share this presentation, a lot of people can get to learn more about the study to PR pathway in Canada. So kung meron po kayong family members or friends in FB na maaring matulungan, tag nyo po sila dito. You can type in their names. Let's do a quick pulse check. Uh, who is watching us right now? I see we have 34 viewers. Can you please type in the comment section? Saan po kayo ngayon right now? Where are you watching us from? I am Anna, and hello. It's 12 midnight here in Toronto, Canada, and I'm coming to you live. If you're in Manila, good afternoon. If you're in New Zealand, good evening. So type naman po dyan sa comments. Let's see where you are from. Miss Sheila Marie from Philippines. Hello, good afternoon. It's getting ready for another long weekend po sa ating mga friends and watchers sa Manila, ay sa Philippines. So where else? Nasaan pa po yung ating mga ibang viewers? Type niyo lang po dyan sa comments so I could get to greet you and to know where are you watching us from. Okay. So while we're waiting for your comments, so I put here the slide on our housekeeping rules. Please take the time to share and tag your friends here sa comment section, and then our Secure Visa team can also answer some of your questions. From Bukidnon, Miss Inday Rosella. Thank you for watching. Okay, now as we're getting more people to watch, I just want to say that this presentation is for you. Please watch this if you want to secure your future. You have an option to migrate to Canada, pero hindi mo alam where to start. Ano bang meron? Anong requirement? How do I do it? So this would be a good help for you. And then maybe at some point you have tried your luck applying for a visa in Canada or getting a student visa in Canada. However, hindi po kayo pinalad. This presentation will also help you out. And then if you're just curious, like how does a student visa in Canada work and what are the benefits of it? This will be able to inform you on those processes. Um, if you've already had an application before for permanent residency, but you did not have enough points, this can also be very, very helpful for you. So, another way that this presentation can help you out is if you've been looking for a job and trying to apply for jobs in Canada, but what do you need to be able to do that? And then there are other ways to immigrate to Canada that many migrants have experienced. So thank you again for joining this session. Please feel free to ask any questions and then just keep clicking on the thumbs up and the heart just so that I would know that nanonood pa po kayo sa akin. So, all right.
I'm going into all of these details right now. Marami po tayong pag-uusapan and we have some special guests. So stick to the end and we'll give you some information kung paano kayo mag-get in touch with us. So just to be clear, Secure Visa is not a recruitment agency. We do not offer job placements to Canada. So kindly read this information. We are a consulting agency that helps aspiring migrants to live permanently in Canada. This is not a free way to migrate to Canada. So if you're looking for a free way to migrate to Canada, I'm sorry, this presentation is not for you. Some disclaimers. So, if you're migrating, like in going to a different country, there are no shortcuts to migration. There's always a process. It needs a lot of preparation. So, not just preparation. So, there's hard work, determination. You have to be committed to doing this step. And of course, you need the proper guidance. Paano ba kayo magsisimula? So, what we are sharing with you here, the Secure Visa team, is the proof that getting a student visa can prepare your way towards getting a permanent residency in Canada. So kaya nga, study and migrate to Canada. So, so again, let's check on sino yung mga nanonood ngayon. Type in the chat box lang. I can see Miss Sheila and Miss Inday. And then just keep clicking on the heart and the thumbs up button so we can get right into it. All right, first question. Does the study to permanent residency or PR really work? So, ano bang meron? How does that happen? So let's check out some key information. Here is a news article by with an interview by the former Minister of Immigration, Sean Fraser, here in Canada. So, ang sinasabi nila dito is international students is not just here to study. So, the government is very aggressive on inviting migrants and international students from not just the Philippines, but all over the world. So, the program is here to get international students to come here, not just to study, but of course to create a lasting contribution for their future careers. We don't want you to just study here. We want you to live here. Yun ang actually sinabi ng ating government. So, as you can see, um, the PR pathway begins with being an international student. So this information from this table here, you would see from January to October 2021, just showing you here in this red box, 97.5% ng mga international student na nakagraduate na sa Canada, nagtrabaho na dito sa Canada, eventually they were successful in getting their PR or permanent residency. So that's over 130,000 people in a span of um, 2016 to 2021. So these figures are still increasing. It's just to prove to you that the country is still very much open to migration, and they're opening its doors for those who want to come here with skilled work, those who want to come here with their families, and those who want to come here to study. So as we were trying to say, if you have been considering na pumunta sa Canada to work and to study, so now is the perfect time. So why not begin now? Kaya nga tayo nag-share ng information na ito. So in fact, the Canada, as I said, diba, they continue to invite migrants to come, and they actually have not yet met the targets for new permanent residents. So between 2022 to 2025, ang target talaga ng bansa is to get at least 1.5 million new permanent residents. So where do you get those permanent residents applicants? So they're coming from international students and migrant workers who are coming to Canada. Hello, engineer Hussein. Okay. So again, we are we have about 50 watchers right now. Thank you for taking the time. So let's discuss more on what is the three-step process about studying in Canada and then eventually getting your PR. I will go through them quickly and then we'll come back to this process paulit-ulit dito sa presentation. So para mas ma-explain natin in detail. So me personally, I am living here in Canada. I have been living here in Toronto for more than 2.5 years. So I will be sharing with you a lot about my experience and then what I have experienced from this process and paano ito makakatulong sa inyo. Hello, Miss Ria from Baler, Aurora. Wow. Okay. So, sa ating mga friends in the Philippines, alam kong you're getting ready for the long weekend. So, this would be a good pabaon for the weekend, this information that we're sharing here. Okay, three-step process. First, to become a PR in Canada, what do you need to do? Become an international student and study here in Canada. Now, you have to be studying in a designated learning institution or a DLI. I will keep coming back to that as well and more details on that later. It has to be an official institution that is recognized by the Canadian government for international education. So maraming mga programs na matitake dito. Explain din namin sa inyo mamaya yon. So as you're a student, and you've completed your program, you will then be qualified for step two to get a post-graduation work permit. So this means you have to have completed your program. It could have been a 2-year program or a 1-year diploma program here in Canada. So you're studying and then you graduated and now you're going to get your PGWP or your post-graduation work permit. Now, this enables you to be able to work in Canada and gain experience. As you're gaining experience, you're becoming more qualified to be eligible, more qualified and eligible to become a permanent resident. So explain din namin sa inyo yan later. So at this point, meron mga questions tayo dito. We have watchers from Zamboanga and Miss Ria from Aurora. Age limit, that's a good question. Wala pong age limit ang studying in Canada, and we'll tell you about those program options. Ano bang pwedeng aralin based on your background mamaya. So stay tuned. And then details on the requirements we will also provide in this presentation. Quick survey. Sa mga nanonood po, ano bang lugar sa Canada ang gusto nyong puntahan? If you were to migrate in Canada, where exactly in Canada do you want to come? So me personally, I am living here in Toronto, Ontario. How about you guys? Type nyo naman dyan sa comments. Okay, we have some Michelle from Saskatchewan. We will get back to your question later, but let's get some info from our watchers. We have about 68 watchers. Good afternoon, watchers in the Philippines. Good evening, watchers in New Zealand. And good morning, watchers from the Middle East. So saan sa Canada nyo gusto pumunta? We've got lots of great cities, great provinces. If you were to study and live here in Canada, saan niyo po gustong pumunta? Type it there in our comments below. So me, I would be biased. Come to Toronto and come to Ontario. So one of the largest provinces in Canada is Ontario, and the capital of Canada is found in this province of Ontario. So saan niyo po gustong pumunta sa Canada? Just type it here. All right. Now, as I said, I am part of the Secure Visa team, and I have been with the team for nearly 2 years. We've been helping a lot of aspiring migrants to want to come to Canada and New Zealand and also Australia. So why do you want to listen to us? Ang dami-dami nyo naman pwedeng panoorin ng mga YouTube vlogs or different YouTube videos. Like, why do you want to listen to us here and providing this information in our FB Live today? Okay, watching from Kuwait, Miss Tin, and Mr. Joseph from Ontario wants to come to Ontario. Okay, let me say, Secure Visa, as we said, we are an education consultancy and we help aspiring migrants who want to come to their dream destination. Watching from Singapore. Okay, Vancouver, that's a great place to go. Okay, Secure Visa knows our stuff. Hindi kami dito nagto-talk just like ano lang, or advertising or anything. Like, we really speak from experience. As I said, I am only one of many of a team of people, of experts who have been helping migrants who want to come to their dream country. So we speak from experience. We have our own stories to tell. Even the founders of Secure Visa, Jay and Ina, we will talk about their story later. They have also experienced the same things that aspiring migrants and international students have experienced. So how about let's learn a little bit more about my personal story. So, hello sa ating mga watchers, Bads, Claire, okay, uh, watching from the Philippines and watching from Dubai. Hi. Okay. Hello again. I am Anna. I've been living here in Toronto for 2.5 years with my family. So I also started as an international student here. And I want to share with you my journey. So hopefully sana meron po tayong matutunan, and then maybe you can ask me questions if you like about how I experienced being a student here and working here in Canada. So this is my family. I came here to Canada on a study permit or a student visa. And then my husband has an open work permit. Explain po namin mamaya ano ba mechanics ng open work permit and why do you have it? So I came here with four of my children, my dependent children. And as I said, we're living here in Toronto. And currently, I am on a work permit now kasi naka-post-graduation work permit na po ako. And then we are waiting for eligibility to qualify for PR status. Okay. Um, so my timeline, how did I get here? How did we get here? So in March 2021, that was around COVID time pa. Well, personally, my background is I've graduated from the University of the Philippines way back, but my degree was in biology. And then for 10 years, from 2011 to 2021, I was working in corporate. So yun ang background ko is business and that's my work experience. So these were one of the factors that helped me to apply for my international student program in Canada. So around March 2021, nag-prepare kami ng mga requirements namin to apply for study permit. Ano ba yung mga requirements na yon? Explain ko din later. So it's just not just the documents, it's not just paperwork. There's also funds and payments that need to be done. So on top of that, nag-prepare kami and we filed the application online. And then after that, after a month, in April 2021, we received our approval. So that means pwede na kaming lumipad to Canada. Um, and in very, very short span of time, by May 2021, nag-arrive na kami ng family ko sa Canada. So mind you, it wasn't that easy to travel back then kasi uh, lockdown, very strict ang mga travel restrictions, strict na nga, restrictions pa. And then we needed to get those swab tests, and the only people who could travel at this time were for essential travel. So as international student, my travel with my family abroad is considered an essential travel. So shown here in the screen, so this is an example of a temporary resident visa right here in the middle. And then here to the right would be the study permit, which will be issued to you as you arrive at the border. And that's my picture down there in my college. That's Lambton College in Toronto. Next. Okay. So, um, maraming nagtatanong sa akin like, mahirap ba maging international student? Uh, well, well, yes, and it's actually fun kasi honestly, mahilig talaga ako mag-learn. I like training myself. Mahilig ako magbasa. So I think it was easy for me to adapt. And as I've said, I've been working in a corporation for a long time. So it's kind of like an extension of your work from back home. So I started my program in May 2021. It's a 2-year program. So I took a business management program in Lambton College in Toronto. So it's about 20 months, or they would say it's a 2-year long program. And I graduated in December 2022. I received my diploma. And then by January 2023, I was able to be qualified to submit my PGWP or post graduation work permit. So kasi tapos na ako, na-complete ko yung program ko, I am eligible for the PGWP. Now, what's that for? So that allows me and my family to stay here in Canada. Even if I'm not a student anymore, it provides us with status here in Canada as me, as a worker. My husband continues to be on an open work permit, and then my dependent children continue to have their study permits. Uh, Studying in Canada, a lot of the colleges here, ang kanilang component sa studies is a lot of group work, a lot of research. And because the programs are very short, mind you, hindi po sila 4 years program like Bachelor of Science or Bachelor of Arts. So the programs here from the DLIs or the Designated Learning Institutions in Canada can be as short as 1 year to up to 2 years. So very condensed ang curriculum, and the focus really is to give you career ready skills. So because we're already like we've graduated na sa Philippines, so may work experience na tayo. So this level of learning is a step higher than a bachelor's degree. So the programs are very short but very complete ng mga curriculum. So for example, in a business management program, meron din kaming mga accounting courses, meron din po mga marketing courses. So a lot of those involve research papers and group work. So it's the college is training you how will you be ready to work in Canada after you graduate. So kailangan matuto kang makipag-interact with, other international learners. How do you work in an environment that you need to be cooperating, making decisions, and there's many more skills that you can gain from taking the program. So hindi lang siya puro basa, hindi lang siya puro exam. So there's a lot of practical application. So it's still a great, to me, I would say it's a great investment to be able to study here in Canada and use those skills in real life after you graduate. Okay. So we were talking about post-graduation work permit and PGWP. Ito na yung medyo marami akong sabihin dito para ma-explain ko ng mabuti. So, ano ba yung perks na meron kang PGWP or post-graduation work permit in Canada? So, as I said, after you've completed your program in college, you now have your PGWP. This enables you to stay for up to 3 years here in Canada while you're waiting for your PR eligibility. Hi, guys, watching from Kazakhstan and watching from Dubai. Hey, a lot of people from the Middle East. Okay, I hope you're starting your morning right. Okay. Now, okay, one of the perks is in Ontario, we have such a thing as we call Ontario Health Insurance Program or the OHIP. That's the card over here with my chubby face seen here. So you receive free provincial health care. That's one of your perks because you're working here. You're a taxpayer here in Ontario. You get free health care. So this includes certain prescription medications. This also includes exams like eye exams, vaccinations, laboratories, and treatments for emergency purposes. So that's your health benefit. You get that as the work permit holder, and your dependent family members also get that. So, another thing, as I said, I came here to Canada with four of my children. Now, your dependent children, because you're already now working, or actually, even as you're an international student, your dependent children can study from elementary to high school for free. So the public school system here in Ontario is one of the most advanced. So even kahit sabihin mo, oh, public school, parang ano, hindi maganda yan. Actually, no, the public school, there are the hundreds of thousands of children who live here in Toronto and in Ontario are under the public school system. Very few, mabibilang mo lang yung mga private schools. So overall, you get to have your dependent children study here for free. So even starting from age 4, that would be junior kinder, up to grade 12. Or yeah, yes, grade 12. So that would be age 4 to about age 18 or age 19. So if you're coming to Canada at ito yung mga edad ng mga anak nyo, you don't have to worry about their tuition because the education here is provided. Hi, guys. Thank you for greeting us here in our chat box. Hope you will learn a lot. And then if you have any questions, just go ahead and type it in here, and the Secure Visa team will try our best to flag your comments, and maybe we can answer some of them. Okay, as I was saying, other benefits of working in Canada is you can also receive tax benefits and refunds. So because you're working in Canada, you are required to file your taxes every year. So based on your income, you can get some benefits such as tax refunds. Some part of the taxes that you've paid will come back to you. And there are other benefits like including there's a pension plan. These are deducted from your salary, and then these are built towards your retirement. Parang pareha ng mga social security system natin sa Philippines. So meron din tayong ganun dito. And you have employee insurance. So in case of you get injured from work or you get sick and you need to take time off of work, your employer, hindi nila aabonohan yung salary mo. You're pulling off of your salary from your employee insurance. So doon ka kukuha ng benefits. So an example of the employee insurance, I would say EI over here in this slide is if you're taking a maternity leave for about 12 months to 18 months. So the EI will be paying you a certain percentage of your salary. So even if you're not working, you're getting um, money so that you can continue to support your family pag ganon. So EI is also very helpful if you have gotten sick or gotten injured at work. So these are insurances that help you to continue paying for your bills even if you have any had an issue with your workplace. Another one here is Canada Child Benefits. So I'm sure you may have heard of this na kung meron kayong mga anak sa Canada and then they are below age 18, the government pays you a certain amount to help with the cost of living for the child. So, because we are taxpayers, we are workers here, and we have submitted the requirements, such as our filing of taxes. So, we get a computation of a Canada Child Benefit, which we receive every month. So, that automatically comes into your bank account. It's a few $100s per child, and then you can use this to buy clothing or school supplies and stuff like that. So malaking tulong din po siya. So naiintindihan kasi ng government na raising a child is not that easy, and even if you're working full time, you know, um you will still be able to support your children with additional help from the government. So there are other benefits of being a worker in Canada. So that would be health insurance that is dependent sa iba't ibang types of employers. So meron din mga other perks like discounts from stores and other memberships. So it's still great. It's like you're working in Canada and then you're still getting a lot of benefits, not just salary. So there's a lot of other good perks and good returns for you. So honestly, when we came here, can I just say, meron din kaming mga challenges. At first, when we came here back in 2021, we don't have any relatives, so we don't really know anyone here. We had to learn to be independent. And another thing is finding a job in Canada, not as quick as expected. Like, hindi naman yung pagdating mo, meron ka na kagad na hired ka na or something. It takes some time. So give yourself some time. You need to prepare your resume, take the applications, make all those interviews, attend all those calls. So it takes time. So that's one of a challenge, pero we were still able to adjust. Cost of living, if you have a habit of exchanging the currency in your mind and computing. So it is quite expensive to live in a Western country, I would say. So yun lang siguro, adjusting kasi sanay tayo na magkano ba in peso, ganyan. It's a lot cheaper back home, di ba? So I would say like click the like button and the heart kung na-experience yun na yung every time you travel, parang gusto kong compute ano ba equivalent sa peso, parang gano'n. So and then on top of that, like another challenge we would experience is, okay, so what are we doing next? We're worried about ano nang gagawin namin moving forward. So now we're working, we're waiting for PR. So what's the next step to do? So we're at that limbo stage now. We're not yet PR, but we're in that stage where we can still gain experience and keep working and keep living here. What we learned here, I would say, 'di ba, ang daming ang benefits of working here in Canada. And on top of that, I would say best decision ever namin as a family, to migrate here. We've met a lot of people. There's a lot of different experiences. People have different points of view. So, learn to be open. As I said kanina, Canada is a very diverse country, di ba? We welcome migrants from all over the world. And for sure, meron ka ma-encounter na hindi mo kabansa, hindi mo kababayan, di ba? So it takes a certain skill or a certain openness to be able to, interact with them. And I guess, and of course, to respect each and everyone's difference and the diversity of this country. Another thing is, speaking of migration, diba? A lot of people, if you would read it on Facebook or YouTube or Instagram, diba? Ang daming iba't ibang mga beliefs sa mga tao na ito yung process, ito yung kailangan mong gawin. I did this, you can do this too, blah, blah, blah. So iba't iba yung mga immigration opinions sa mga tao. So like, who do you listen to? Like, how do I know if it's right, right? So now let's talk about how Secure Visa got into the picture. As I said, I've been a member of the Secure Visa team for nearly 2 years now. So let me throw back way in 2021, the first time we met JN and Ina, who are the founders of Secure Visa. So we were having this interview via podcast. So eto kami, kwento-kwento lang, parang share lang ng aming journey here in Canada. At the same time, JN and Ina also shared their experience kasi they're living in New Zealand now. And then ano pinagdaanan nila before they were able to finally migrate and get their citizenship in New Zealand. So it's also an international student journey. So um, just to share the story of Ina and JN, before they even stepped foot in New Zealand, they were not skilled professionals. They didn't have like doctorate or licensures. So they tried applying to Canada before. However, um, the agency that the first took them in did not give them the correct information, and then they kind of wasted money there. So it kind of sucks, diba? Pero still they continue. They wanna you really explore how to migrate from the Philippines to a different country. So nag-apply na rin sila sa New Zealand. However, meron ding mga required points how to be able to really work in New Zealand at that time back in 2015. They did not have that points, JN and Ina, kasi wala pa silang experience, wala pa silang skilled work. So in that same time, they also were looking for an entry to New Zealand via employer, which was not that easy because hindi pa ganun ka-open yung the borders towards migrant workers. So this is how they discovered that, you know, there should be a pathway to be able to come to the country, which is to study first. So there's a study to residence pathway that is in New Zealand, and it's actually very similar to the one here in Canada, which yung pinag-uusapan natin ngayon. So at this point, JN and Ina were like, okay, hey, we can try this study to residence pathway. And throughout this journey of theirs, so they saw an opportunity that maybe this information can really help other people who want to migrate just like them, diba? Um, Aina at that time, she was also an international student. She took a program in New Zealand, and she discovered that a lot of international students similar to her had an experience that, their agency did not support them. They did not have all the correct information. They were not prepared. They were not emotionally or financially prepared to come to the different country that they would go to. And eventually they will have a difficulty of adapting to a new life, 'di ba? Parang mahirap talaga 'yon. So a lot of the international students that they've met, they just eventually come home and then, wala silang napala, parang ganun. Sayang yung effort, 'di ba? So because of this, na-realize ni Aina and Jen, hey, there should be a better way of doing this so that this doesn't happen to other people, 'di ba? Ang hirap nun. So, and because of that, this is where we are. They have founded in 2018 the Secure Visa Consultancy Services. So this is us, and I am very proud to be a member of this team. And just to be honest, like marami na po kaming mga natulungan na clients. And me personally, I have met a lot of clients who share the same dreams as me and for their families. And it's really great to be able to support them now, take the steps towards achieving their dreams. So hopefully you guys watching will also feel the same. Okay. So again, like just talking about Ina and JN here. So as they founded this company, they have been living in New Zealand since then. So it's been more than 7 years, and they have just received their citizenship in New Zealand. Now, our secure visa team, we have a team based in Manila and a team based in New Zealand, and moi here based in Canada. So, as I told you before, we're not just an ordinary consultancy agency. We speak from experience. Our team is 100% committed to giving support. We are lending our expertise and our time just to be able to help aspiring migrants to come to their dream destination. So we want to share with you not just the process, but the same mindset of hard work and determination. Na mag-prepare tayo. Let's be well informed so that we could be successful in our application journey, diba? Okay, so I'm showing you some of our team members. These are our Manila-based team. And these are our team members who are based in New Zealand. So as I said, we're speaking from experience. So itong mga team members namin na to, they've also migrated to New Zealand from the Philippines and brought their families. So they are now reaping the benefits of being able to work and live in New Zealand. So M is already now a permanent resident in New Zealand, and Net has arrived last year with her husband, who has gotten a skilled job in New Zealand. Now, this is a picture of our office in Manila. So take note. So this location is near the Mall of Asia in Pasay City. Now, our office is in a work from home setup or a remote setup. If you were to come here to the office, we would need you to make an appointment. How to make an appointment? We've got the chat box over here, and the Secure Visa team will help answer your questions. So again, if you were to drop by the office, chances are if you don't have an appointment, you won't be able to see the team because we are from a work from home setup. So in special events, we come to the office and we can meet our clients there for other info sessions and have special guests as well. And if you have an appointment, you can come and visit the office too. Okay, showing you here the credentials of the company. We have the SEC documents and the BIR registration for your reference. And we have the business permit as attached. All right, going through that quickly. Okay, we have partner immigration experts. Aside from the subject matter experts and the dedicated team of Secure Visa, we have a immigration consultant and an immigration lawyer based in Canada and New Zealand. So why are we showing this? Um, we are not just, people who are just talking just for the sake of selling and marketing the company, right? We are experts with real experience. We're not just anybody with nothing to prove for it, right? um, we've always been saying that, diba, people be careful about who you interact with. It's this journey of yours is a little bit sensitive. You need to be well prepared. So there's a reason why Secure Visa is here. Pinapakita namin sa inyo what we're capable of and how we can help you. And then, sino ba mga natulungan namin? I'm showing you some slides here. As you can see, we've got a lot of clients have successfully arrived in their country of destination, whether it's New Zealand or Canada. So as you can see, they're families. Some of them are couples. Some of them are single solo applicants. Some of them have children. And always, like, we make it a point, if we can, like, to meet them at the airport. We've got here Ina and JN also meeting the clients. When you come to a different country, diba, you want to be welcomed and to make sure that you're safe and you're complete, na wala kang nakalimutan. There are people there to support you. So even as you land, we're not just virtually talking to you by email or text. Like, we're really here for you. Showing you some other New Zealand clients over here, and also some uh, we have met in Canada. So ito rin, may dumating sila sa Canada. And andyan din po ako. Na-meet ko na rin po sila at na-meet ko mga families ng mga international students. And it was a great experience. So with more to come, because, these people are going to be coming and keep coming here every month or every quarter. And we look forward to seeing them and welcoming them. All right. Now, uh, as I've shown you the pictures, I'm going to give you a discussion on why studying in Canada is the popular way to get your PR or permanent residency. Why is being an international student a great way to go? And what is the CRS score? Why are we putting that here? What is the comprehensive ranking system score? What is that? So I'll explain it to you here. So bear with me and please listen very, very closely. So, bakit nga ba okay mag-study sa Canada? Number one, as I said, you get your post-graduation work permit. Studying in Canada allows you to be able to work for up to 3 years to gain experience. Like me, I have received my post-graduation work permit, and now I have up to 2026 to be able to continue working here in Canada to earn money and to gain experience. Okay. Now, in the PGWP, sinabi ko kanina, marami mga benefits ito. Uh, para siyang open work permit, meaning you are not tied down to any Canadian employer. So this type of work permit allows you to work with any employer here in Canada. So you're not specific to a certain company, and you can work for 40 hours or more full time on a PGWP, okay, and a post graduation work permit. And as sabi ko nga kanina, work anywhere in Canada for any employer. And then as you're working, you're gaining work experience, Canadian work experience, and this helps to increase your score for the CRS or the comprehensive ranking system. This CRS, the higher points you have, the more eligible you are to be in the permanent residency programs. So yun ang key doon. And I'll explain more on that in the next slides. Hey guys, watching from Qatar. All right. Okay, how do I get a PGWP? So kanina sabi ko, ano bang ginawa ko, paano ko nakuha yun? Of course, I had enrolled in a DLI or a institution, educational institution in Canada, and of course graduated. As I said, meron programs na 1 year duration, meron 2 years duration. So as for me, I completed my program in 2 years, and I was able to apply for my PGWP. Now, how to get a longer PGWP? Some PGWPs will be a duration of 1 year. Some of them will be up to 3 years. So it is recommended, rule of thumb, that your program should be at least a 2 year program to be able to get the 3 year maximum post graduation work permit. This gives you more time to be able to gain experience and continue working. Okay, now after I've gotten my PGWP and I've been working, so how do I get to PR then? How do I jump to that next step? So let me go back. After studying from your program, you get your PGWP for up to 3 years, and you gain that Canadian work experience. Sinasabi ko nga sa inyo, you need at least 1 year of work experience to qualify to be able to be eligible for PR, or permanent residency. With more years of experience, you get more points. Your points are also dependent on the industry you're working for, your location, your age, your language skills. So there are many factors that play into here, but overall, if your CRS points are high, you will have the eligibility to be invited into permanent residency. So there are different pathways depending on where you will fit in. So international students who want to become PR, they can qualify under federal skilled workers. So ito yung kapag employed ka and you're currently working in Canada, you can be invited as a PR under this program. There is also federal skilled trades program. These are for applicants who have skilled certified trades such as electrician, plumbing, welding, healthcare. So there are skilled trades. You can qualify for this one. There's also Canadian experience class. So these are for those who have gained at least 1 year of work experience in Canada. You can qualify here. And there are other programs such as provincial nomination programs. So depending on which province you graduated, let's say British Columbia, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, or Ontario, there are different programs that could invite you to become PR if you've studied and worked and lived in those provinces. All right. So again, let's going back to CRS score, which I said that's a comprehensive ranking system used by Immigration Canada to determine who is qualified na maging permanent resident. How do you increase the CRS score? So you get your Canadian qualification, which is, what is that? That's your diploma. You graduated from a Canadian learning institution, you've completed your program, you get your certificate or diploma. As for me, I completed my business management program and I have a diploma. Plus, after that, I got my PGWP and I have been working. I'm actually going to be uh, completing my 1 year of continuous work experience by February. So stay tuned. Hopefully, I get qualified to be PR by then. So because I kaka-graduate ko lang last year, di ba? So I needed that 1 year of work experience to be able to gain more points and qualify for PR. So, ito nga yung sinasabi natin, you get more points if you have these things, and then you will be more qualified under Express Entry, which is the application portal for permanent residents. And then of course, you will be more competitive against other applicants who did not study in Canada. Kasi yung diploma mo in Canada, your certificate from your school in Canada actually adds more points versus someone who just came to Canada on a work permit. So wala silang education in Canada. Meron silang education from their home country, but though there's more points that you gain if you have an education based in Canada. Okay. Now, number two, why is it a great way to study in Canada if you want to become a PR? Number two, you can work while studying. So sabi nga natin, during your studies, you can work part-time for up to 20 hours per week. I think you can also read this from other sources. This is mandated that it's strictly 20 hours per week maximum if you are a full-time student. So you can earn money And you can also gain some experience and network with employers. While you're a student, you can get to meet employers, show them your qualifications. Eventually, after you graduate, you have a chance of being absorbed into the company and being more permanent. Lalo na kung ano ka na, pwede ka na mag-work ng full time. So mind you, um, the 20 hours of work in Canada is we would not say that this is enough to sustain your cost of living in Canada. Konti lang yan 20 hours kasi part-time ka nga lang as a student, right? So we do not wish for people to misinterpret this na enough yung ma-earn mo at 20 hours a week. Actually, no. That's why we will discuss later, like, what is the requirement financially, if I wanted to really move and study and work in Canada. So 20 hours of work per week is just enough to help you with additional expenses, but you have to be more than prepared with your resources even before you come here. Okay, reason number three. Why is it a good idea to study in Canada and and then be qualified for your PR? Because of course, you can bring your family while studying. Like I said, in my case, I was able to come here to Canada. We're a family of six. So my husband, he gets an open work permit. And again, there's no job offer requirement. You can get the work permit and come to Canada even if wala ka pang employer na nag-hire sa iyo. So and then the open work permit allows you to work full time, which is 40 hours or more per week. And this will help you with the expenses. So as I was saying kanina, yung part-time work mo as a student, that's only 20 hours. It's not enough, right? So it's good to have your partner. It can be your spouse, your, live-in partner or um, uh, life partner na sila din ang mag-earn and to help you with your cost of living. So eventually, your partner can also qualify for a permanent residency, even if he didn't study in Canada, but he can qualify for permanent residency through skilled trades or the Canadian experience. Lalo na pag naka 1 year na work na rin siya. Now, in my case, I was also able to come here to Canada with 4 of my dependent children. So, mini-mention ko kanina from junior kinder up to grade 12, free ang education sa kanila. That's grade school to high school. And then if you're applying for PR, your dependent children will also be included in the application. So if you get approved for PR, your dependents are also approved for PR. So para sa mga friends natin na OFW, so I think this is a good opportunity to mention na um, you have been working abroad for a long time, pero more often than not hindi nyo kasama ang loved ones nyo. But if you were here in Canada, you're studying and working, you can come here as a complete family. Pwede kayong sama-sama din. You can create lasting memories with the family, diba? Okay. And as I was saying, when you are bringing your dependent family here in Canada, what is the visa duration of your partner and your children? So same as the length of me as the international student. So after I completed my program, as I was qualified for the PGWP or post graduation work permit, uh, their visas are also extended for a maximum of 3 years. So sama-sama siya in one application. The visas are the same. So wala naman yung uuwi earlier than everybody, right? So it's still in place. If you're PGW, your dependents get the same. Now, lastly, reason number 4, why study to PR pathway works is it's the fastest way to move to Canada. If you're complete with all your requirements, you are well prepared, you can fly to Canada in just 6 months or less. You can start studying and your partner can start working in that short amount of time. So those are the 4 reasons that now we were talking about options for studying. I kept talking about why it's great to study in Canada. Now, saan tayo pwede mag-aral? So now, as I've said earlier, we're going to meet one of our special guests from one of the learning institutions in Canada to learn about what are the programs I can study and what's it like to study in Canada as an international student. So, without further ado, I am introducing here our special guest from Loyalist College in Toronto. We have Miss Truk from the manager of international recruitment from Loyalist College. Are you there, Truk? Come in. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, and Anna. How are you?
Hello. I am good. Thank you. Please go ahead. And everybody, please listen up, and Truk will explain a lot about Loyalist College in Toronto. Thank you.
Thank you, Anna. Hi, everybody. My name is True. I am the college representative from LOYALIST College in Toronto. For today, I would like to share with you about what is the program are offering in LCIT. And if you have more if you have more questions, please let us know, and then we will give you the answer about your concern. Yes. So Loyalist College is is the public college, and they have the second campus is in Toronto. As you know, Toronto is the biggest city in Canada, and is very famous for global business and finance center. For Toronto campus, they are famous also with the multiple diversity with background, nationality, and it will be very friendly with immigrants. To travel to, yes, for location, so you can experience a lot of activities in Toronto, like mall, shopping center, sport event or concert. Yes. Next slide, please. Yeah. Here's just some pictures about the campus. As you can see, that is very new and very wide, plus like new facilities. For in the summer, you can have like enjoy the green spaces as well. Next slide, please. Yes. So here's a few pictures about our students' life. You can see our backyard, library, recreation center, and this is our entrance. Yes, Loyalist College in Toronto is a public college. So as Anna just shared, uh, if you graduate for 2 years program, you are eligible to apply for PGWP. We Loyalist College do offer like off-campus work permit. For the because we are Loyalist College is a public college, therefore, if you have the study permit, you do eligible to work 20 hours per week with your study permit. The college do offer some housing support. As you can see now, there's a lot of a few concern about the housing option in Toronto. However, the student success department have the special option for the international students. So as long as you have the visa stamp and submit to the college, you can reach out to student success in order to book one-on-one session with the staff in order to give some advice about housing. For the program, we have main program is a postgraduate with co-op, and all the co-op is the paid co-op. So you not is on not only gains working experience, but also you can gain some extra income. Career services will support you to find prepare a resume, prepare the mock interview in order for you to get ready to get the full-time job, part-time job, or even the co-op opportunity. We There's three intakes, which will be January, May, and September. And next slide, please. A few special care for focusing on international student is career counseling. The college do have job fair on campus, so there's a lot of industrial partners who willing to come to the campus to recruit the student for the co-op. Also, there's so many student activities like clubs or some outside activities that you can join. If you feel a little bit behind the class, the college also offer the academic support, so you can have one-on-one meeting with your peer, with your program coordinators in order to discuss about the how you can catching up. Next slide, please. Yes, LCIT have 13 program, and all program is 2 years program, focusing on IT and business with diploma and postgraduate. Computer system technicians, diploma, business and business sales and marketing is diploma. For postgraduate, when we have AI, computer software, cybersecurity, quality engineering, wireless information networking, hospitality, supply chain, global project management, and global business management. All the postgraduate program is with co-op except global business management. If you are not familiar with co-op, co-op is mean like you can gain the working experience in any employer in Toronto for the last 4 months. So we have 2 years, four semester, and the last semester will be the semester that you can working in any employer in Toronto to gain the Canadian working experience. Yes, next slide, please. Yes, for 2-year diploma, the admission requirements will have high school passport, and for English requirement is will this is the IELTS is 6.0, and for the Duolingo for certain nationality is will be 105. Especially for Filipinos, we will waive the IELTS as long as you can submit the MOI. If you have any working experience, please submit the employment letter and also your resume. Please go to the next slide. Thank you. For 2-year postgraduate, we need the transcript of your high school and your bachelor. Of course, copy of a passport. IELTS will be 6.5. If you have any working experience, please submit with your employment letter and also the resume. Again, for Filipino applicants, we would like to waive the IELTS requirements as long as you can submit the MOI. Yes, next slide, please. Yes. For the tuition fee, 2 semester will be around 18,000. And for the co-op semester in the last semester, it will be 900. So if you would like to apply for postgraduate program with co-op, the total tuition fee for 2 years and the total program will be around 28,000. And I believe that tuition fee will be very affordable compared to all the colleges in Toronto. If you have any concern, please let me know, leave it in the chat box, or you can reach out to CQ Visa teams and they will give you more information about the college and the program information. Next slide, please. Yes, this is the admission process. So I think the team CQ Visa will support you to complete the application. As long as you complete the application and submit it into our portal, it will take 3 to 5 business days for us to review and give you the final answer, final result. So as long as you have the LOA, it means the letter of acceptance, the deadline of payment, and until now, the first payment will be 9,500 will be written on the LOA, and the deadline also according to the day that you the LOA had been issued, the deadline will be, I think, 30 days after the issued date. And as long as you pay the tuition fee, it will take 3 to 5 business days for us to issue you the official receipt. And I believe Secure Visa team will support you with the study permit as well. So they will support you to submit the visa stamp to us, and as long as you submit the visa stamp, you will receive the email for all the instructions of how you can do the enrollment. So as long as you complete all the online enrollment, you will have the invitations in order to come to the campus to do in-person enrollment. We call in-person verifications, and you will receive all the information for you to come to the orientation day and also for the first day of the class. I believe that is the last slide for the presentation. Thank you so much. It's very short. For LCIT, let me know if you have any questions so far.
Truk, give me a second. Let me read one of these questions here. Truk, they want to ask, what is the age limit if I want to study, let's say, in LCIT?
For now, LCIT doesn't give any limit for the age. As long as you can verify of how long is your work hours, if you have the employment letter, I think it should be okay.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Thank you. There was a question you mentioned, Truk, that for Filipino students, the IELTS can be waived as
Yes.
long as we present the MOI, and I
Yeah.
would define it as the medium of instruction. Is that correct?
Correct. Yes.
Okay. Uh, let's say that means we will request it from our college where we graduated, and
Yes.
it has to be that our college has used English as a medium of instruction.
Correct.
Correct?
Thank you, Anna.
Okay, that's good. Okay. Um, is there a validity of the MOI that my university will submit?
I I don't think there is any valid date because
Right.
as long as you submit your transcript, your certificate,
Hmm.
and you can have the MOI no matter like how long you requested, it should be okay.
Yes. So there's no expiration of the medium of instruction
Yeah.
or MOI
Mm.
letter. Okay. So maybe if our watchers have more questions, you guys can continue to ask us here in Secure Visa, and we can forward it to Truk and her team at LCIT. So before we let Truk go, I just want to say thank you very much for your presentation. We learned a lot about the programs in Loyalist College, and we're looking forward to getting more students who want to come and learn in LCIT. So, do you have any last message for those who want to come to Canada, Miss
Thank
Truk?
you, Anna. Thank you, Secure Visa. I watched your whole story about your life, how you come to Canada, how the owner come to New Zealand. I think that I'm glad that I can tell that you provide and bring the very accurate information to the student or to the people who would like to prepare to come to Canada. I'm happy to working with you, and also let me know if you can I can support the team to support Filipino student and also international student come to our college. My last message for everybody. So for me, Canada and especially Toronto is very friendly with immigrants. Um, we and it's very high human right as another like and I can share because you have the direct experience here. No, I don't think that as long as you well prepare, I don't think there should be any culture shock because Toronto is very multiple cultural by itself. Um, Let me know if you have any concern for LCIT. We very confident to provide the best services for international student. The team is very student oriented, and we know that how special international student to us, and we all of our services is only focusing on international students. If you need more information about the college, please go to our website, reach out to CQ Visa team in order to know more information.
Yes.
Thank you so much. You invite me today for the talk.
Of course. And of course, thank you for sharing. And we really learned a lot. We appreciate your time. And we are very happy that you have supports for everyone. And everyone is welcome to apply. So
Yes,
once again, we will let Truk go. Thank you. And we hope to you will join us again in our next sessions. And everybody, please stick around. Bye, Truk.
bye Anna.
Bye. Hey
Thank you.
guys, don't
Bye.
leave yet. We're continuing our presentation after our guest from Loyalist College has left. Thank you. Okay, so we learned about, where can I study? So there's so many programs that I could take. May mga question nga tayo dito. Some of our viewers are asking if I had been working in education, if I had working in business, can I still study? Can I still work? So a lot of that is of course dependent on your qualifications. If we were talking about age, there was one of our watchers here who mentioned their age. There is no age limit as long as you're well prepared. Sabi nga ng ating guest, Truk said, if you are well prepared and you have everything submitted, you shouldn't have a problem. And the school is, of course, very welcoming, and they have all the different types of supports, whether it's academic support, career support, housing support. You will not feel alone. Coming here to Canada to study and then to start your career, of course. Um, if you're talking about special programs such as skilled programs like welding, there are a lot of programs like that too. But thank you for your question. I will continue with the presentation. Kapag may mga tanong pa po kayo, just type it here in the chat box and our Secure Visa team can help answer them. And I will tell you more. What can you do if you want to have more personal questions asked to the team? How can you get them answered? Okay, so what are the things that you need to prepare? Andun na tayo sa what can I study, where can I study, how long can I study? At na-mention ng guest natin kanina, there is a cost, of course, tuition if you want to study and come here to Canada. So there's just two main things. So they're major investments. As I said kanina, if you were to study, di ba, you're investing in yourself. Now, if you have some funds, rather than let's say i-invest mo sa isang business or ipautang mo sa isang kaibigan or something, why not invest it in yourself? Kasi i-educate mo naman yung sarili mo. You're getting to study, you're gaining skills, you're gaining qualifications, and eventually it'll be your pathway towards becoming a PR. So number one, you need to have your school tuition fee prepared. So these tuition fees, as mentioned ng guest natin, iba-iba siya. So depende siya sa school, location ng school, depende sa type of program you're getting. But overall, if you were to pay your tuition fee, you are not required to pay the entire program. So there are certain amounts that you can settle as you get your letter of acceptance. So example na mention ng Loyalist College kanina is you can only first to be able to get your study permit, you can pay for one semester of your tuition. You can pay the next one before the next semester starts, so you don't need to shell out the entire amount at this moment. So tuition fee varies, sabi ko nga. So different schools accept methods of payment, whether it's international wire transfer, some of them accept credit cards. So all of these details on how to pay, it's shown in your letter of acceptance. So of course, if you qualify first, you get that letter of acceptance, and then you would know how to pay your tuition fees. Secondly, I think this is very important, and I hope you listen closely. Evidence of funds. So a lot of people would call this a show money, di ba? Parang a misconception. You're showing this as proof of funds, but it's not just for show. It has to be actually available for you and something that you can use. Because as you can see, like moving to a different country, there will be a lot of expenses. So you have to be more than prepared. Sabi ko nga, hindi lang documents ang piniprepare mo. Meron ka ding financials na piniprepare. So, uh, um, so Canada, as part of your application for student visa, you have to show that you can support yourself, not just for paying your tuition, but of course, your cost of living. Lalo na if you're coming with a dependent, such as your spouse or with your children. So that means you would need to have prepared more evidence of funds. Ano yung my example of evidence of funds? Of course, these are bank accounts. Your bank accounts in the Philippines or your bank accounts sa Dubai or whichever country you're working in. So there are bank certificates and passbooks that you can show. Now, for some people, they would be able to get a sponsor. Let's say your parents will sponsor some of your expenses. Your sister, your brother can sponsor your expenses. So there are people who can apply for student visa with some support from sponsors, or they call them guarantors. So, ipapakita nyo rin ang mga evidence of funds nila. Kasama na doon yung kanilang mga bank accounts. Meron din silang isasubmit na mga credentials nila, such as their work. And of course, there's why are they showing the support for you? So sa Philippines naman, it's a very understood na, as family members, we support each other, not just emotionally but financially. So we should be able to show na, my mom and dad, they want to help me educate myself and gain skills, so they are pledging this amount to support me for my tuition, etc., etc. So this evidence of funds, as I was saying, hindi siya show money. So it should be able to support you. It's not like you're depositing it and then withdrawing it right away pag na-approve ka na. No, it has to be with you and then readily accessible to you. And it's of course a legitimate source of funds. Para pagdating mo dito, your focus is to study and to complete your program. Your focus is not to, do your part-time job and to earn all the money that you need for the tuition. So that means, well, that's why we always recommend you to be more than prepared. And more details of that, our team can help you out. So, um, okay. Now, as I was saying, if you want to bring your family with you, you would need, of course, more funds. So more preparation on that. Okay. Now, I keep talking about applying for visa, but then what happens if I get a refused visa application? So, unfortunately, it happens to some people. So, meron mga times that, you know, you can get a refusal for visa if you did not complete all the requirements. Maybe there are some additional things na hinihingi ng immigration officer. We need to show more evidence, such as our work experience. Maari tayong ma-refuse because maaring kulang ang funds, or maari ka ding ma-refuse because the study program does not seem, applicable to you, to your career path. You can't just choose any program. Hindi ka pwede mag-apply ng any school. So dapat you should be able to clearly defend na anong purpose nitong pag-aaralan ko and how will this help me. So if in an unfortunate case that you get refused for a visa application, you don't have to worry, because that's the reason why secure visa is here. We're showing you here, this is one of our clients. We're redacting their name for confidentiality purposes. So some clients, they applied for the visa by themselves without help from the agency. So here is an example. In March 2022, she got refused for her visa. However, when she eventually reached out to Secure Visa and got more guidance, got more preparation, we were able to revamp her application letter. And then in a few months later, in May 2022, so she got her approval. So it's still possible to be approved. So we want to show you that we will not stop helping you until you get the approval. So even if you get a refusal the first time, don't be discouraged, because you've if you've paid your reservation fee to your college and you get refused, hindi naman mawawala yung slot mo dun sa college na yun eh. Naka-reserve ka pa doon. So you have an option of deferring or moving your intake to the next intake. So for example, my intake should be January 2024. Dapat nakarating na ako sa Canada by then. However, I got refused. Maybe may hiningi na information na hindi ko na provide. So I will secure visa, and you will have to coordinate with the college, and then you just have to move your intake from January 2024 to May 2024. So you're still an eligible student. You just need to reapply for your student visa because you got that refusal. So hindi mawawala yung binayaran mong reservation fee and tuition fee. You can just move your date a little later. So this also happens to our clients if they feel they're not yet ready to leave in the next 3 months or so because of personal things they need to prepare, or they need to add more funds. The option to defer is always there, so a secure visa will help you out. Now, now we're talking about, I already studied and I graduated. I got my PGWP. I've been working in Canada. However, for whatever reason, hindi naman ako nag-qualify for permanent residency. Like, I didn't get nominated. I didn't get enough points. So, are there still positive things that I can gain from this? Syempre naman. Like, you've studied in Canada. You have nothing to lose but a lot to gain. You've invested in your education. Hindi naman nasayang yung education. It wasn't wasted. You have gained a Canadian qualification, Canadian certificate, Canadian diploma. If you were to come back to your home country, whether it's in the Philippines or back to work in the Middle East, you use this credential to improve your resume. You can get higher positions and be more qualified because you're an international graduate. Another thing, you have used your PGWP to gain work experience, and again, you can add that to your resume. You'll be more attractive to employers because you have graduated from Canada, you have worked in specific companies in Canada. You'll be qualified versus other applicants who do not have the same credentials as you. Now, in terms of return of investment, as I said, yeah, studying in Canada is not cheap. You have to prepare, you have to invest. Now, over the time that you've been working full time in your PGWP, let's say for a max of 3 years, you would have gained back the tuition that you paid initially when you studied. And on top of that, your qualification, your diploma, also gave you skills, which, as I mentioned earlier, you're learning how to work in a team. You're learning group work and dynamics in the workplace. So those are skills that are very valuable and can be very applicable in any industry that you want to work in. So in the end, you'll be more competitive in the job market wherever you wish to study. Quick recap. So, ang dami na nating na-discuss earlier. Why is it still a very good idea to study in Canada and to gain your permanent residency? So we discussed these 4 reasons why studying is a great way to go. So number one, you get the PGWP after you've completed the program. That's your post-graduation work permit. Number two, you can work part-time for 20 hours to help offset some costs of living. Number three, if you're coming with your family, your spouse can work full time, your dependent children can get the benefits of free education as well. And if you're applying for PR, your dependents are included in your PR application. And reason number four, if you want to come to Canada in the fastest way possible, the student pathway can get you here in 6 months or less, depending on how prepared you are. Okay. Now, we've also learned, based on our guest from Loyalist College in Toronto, are you qualified to study? What are the programs that I can study? Is there an age limit? What are the documents I need to prepare from my previous school? So, na-mention kanina yung inyong transcript of records, inyong diploma, and then also your medium of instruction, kung saan po kayo nag-aral. So meron din mga naka-waive na mga language exams. So if you're a Filipino student, international student, you don't need to take the IELTS. So there are other requirements that the college will ask from you. And then, as I said nga kanina, you can take a 1-year program or a 2-year program, depending on, the career progression that you're planning. So in Loyalist College, as mentioned kanina ni Truk, is they offer 2-year programs, which are 4 semesters. Some of the programs have co-op. So co-op is like the internship or the work component of the program. So at the last semester ninyo, you're not taking any lectures, you're not taking any classes, but you're doing a co-op. So that's like an internship. You are helped by your college to enter this company and you're working as an intern. So that's one of the requirements for you before you graduate. Okay, and then more importantly, what are the 2 major investments involved if you want to study and then move to Canada? So as I said, that's the tuition fee and your evidence of funds, whether it's from your personal funds or any support offered by your sponsors. So again, ito na naman yung slide na yung parang nasabi ko na to kanina, 'di ba? So uh, very, very quickly, this is the three-step process of the study to PR in a very simple diagram, but we've explained it already in detail. So number one, study in Canada and complete your program from a designated learning institution. That's your DLI. Complete your program, hindi yung bumagsak, dapat pumasa at nag-graduate. Number two, you'd be able to apply for post-graduation work permit or your PGWP, which can have a duration of up to 3 years. So it could be a 1 year PGWP, 2 year PGWP, or even a 3 year PGWP. This allows you to work full time in Canada. It extends the visas of your dependents. And then, of course, your children also continue to study while you're working. Now, while you're in a PGWP, you are gaining Canadian work experience. This helps to improve your CRS or comprehensive ranking system score. And the higher points you have on your CRS based on your education and work experience, you will be more qualified to become eligible for PR. All right. Now, what do I need to do if I want to get started, right? You have option one, do it yourself. You call it the DIY. If you think you can do it, and if you want the process, do it yourself, that's an option. You can do that. You're very welcome to do that. Now, on option two, why don't you leave it to the experts, those who've already had experience in doing this and who have assisted a lot of people who want to migrate to Canada or New Zealand or which country that their dream destination is. So this is a fast track advantage, right? So let me ask you guys watching, this is option one or option two, which is better for you? Better to be guided by the experts? Of course. So now, in this process, as we always say, di ba, dapat prepared ka. So the four things you need to succeed if you want to be an international student in Canada: get the right course or the right program for your profile. There's so many schools, there's so many programs, but you can't just pick any one. It has to be matched perfectly to your career path, to your skills, to your experience, and to your qualifications. On top of that, you need to be able to convince the visa officer through your statement of purpose, through your letter, why are you qualified to study in Canada? What good will this be for you? So this is a very, very important component of your application, to have your letter of intent. Why do you want to come to Canada? And to be able to do this, you need to have a team of experts who are experienced and who are dedicated to doing this process correctly. And of course, you have to be engaged in a proven stress-free process, courtesy of Secure Visa. So now, if you are a little bit confused about the process, there's so many questions ka pang gustong malaman. So you don't have time. You don't want to make a mistake. You're kind of hesitant. What do I need to prepare? It's a great thing that Secure Visa is here and they can guide and support you until you get to Canada. To be able to do that, I have here a link, and it's also being shared in our chat box by the Secure Visa team. If you want to learn more about our services, book your free clarity call with us. The clarity call is a 30-minute video call with our education specialists, and you can ask all the questions that you need. If you're preparing, you want to know any programs or other requirements, what are your options? So our education specialists can be there to help you out. So it's best, it's a personalized call. Only you will be in this call. And then use this link here, securevisa.com/book, or look at the comment section and click there, and you can book a schedule at your own convenience. So this would be a better option, lalo na pag meron kayong mga nag-hesitate kayo magtanong, or ano lang, parang curious ka lang. So why not book this call, and you will get more details about the correct program and options for you. Now, if you want, as I said kanina, you can book your clarity call with us, and we will get to know your situation. As we say, iba-iba ang mga scenario ng mga clients. So this is more personalized to fit your profile. If you have a question about bringing your family, our education specialists can answer that in the clarity call. And we can answer all other questions about financials, timeline, requirements, etc. And and if we feel that you are a good fit and you're qualified for this, we can discuss further the other range of services that we can offer you. So if you are a good fit for being an international student, We and if you want a stress-free end-to-end service, we have that secure student solution. So this is the complete package that Secure Visa is offering if you want to explore migration opportunities in Canada and New Zealand and Australia. So, what is this end-to-end service? So, lagi namin sinasabi dapat prepared, 'di ba? So, first off, we'll help you with your school needs. We'll educate you and guide you in choosing the right school and the right program that would best fits your qualifications. And then when it's time to apply, secondly, we will guide you in creating your letter of intent or your statement of purpose. So, as you're applying for your student visa, you're putting your best foot forward. And then if you are approved, of course you will be approved. We will help prepare you before you fly. So kasama na doon yung all the information you need about, where you can live, where accommodations, how do you get to your place of study, place of stay. And even when you're in Canada, we will continue our support to our extended settlement support services for students. So nakita nyo nga sa mga pictures before, we welcome our clients, we're here, you can meet us in person, and if you have any questions, even if you're already here, you know that you're not alone. Meron mag-guide sa inyo. Now, part of the support is we also help you and your partner if you need assistance with crafting your resume or fixing your LinkedIn profile. If you want to start working here in Canada, those are the things that we can help you out with. Now, again, through our clarity call, we can find out if you are a good fit for these services. Now I'm showing you some of our dear clients. This is Claudette. So she's a solo applicant and she's already arrived in Canada and she's almost completing her program. So we also have clients who are family. So this is Kathy, the Bantug family. They're from Cebu and they have a school-aged son, and she's studying her program in Humber College. So as you can see, we help not just the solo applicant but also the families. These are another family, and then these are their visas. So it's a family of four. We're able to come to Canada already. So before we end, I'm showing again this link. So this is your opportunity to please book your clarity call with us. The link is also clickable on the comment box below. Go ahead and book your clarity call, and we can't wait to have a chat with you. Our education specialists are standing by. And would you believe it? We are now at the end of our presentation. For those of you who are still here, thank you very much for taking the time. At sana po i-share nyo pa rin po itong link na to, even if it's not live. Please continue to share it on your Facebook profile. Maybe someone can gain a lot of information from here. And I just want to say in the Philippines, happy Friday. Get ready for another long weekend. Congratulations sa inyong lahat. Um, and then I bid you good night and hope you can join us again in our next Facebook Live session. Thank you very much from Secure Visa team. Goodbye.